Welcome to the Love Laura podcast. Join us for all things fashion, fun, girls chats, and all the behind the scenes. This is what you will not see on socials. This is getting right behind the brand. Welcome back to the final episode of the Love Laura podcast in 2025.
Whoop, whoop.
How have we got to the end of the year?
I know.
So for this one we thought, do you know what? We'll sit down and kind of just do the year in review.
Yep.
The year of Walk in Wardrobe, the year of Love Laura, and then the year of us personally. And I want to start by saying, and it's always applies, but the biggest thank you, because this year we have learned so much, you have taught us so much, but also you have been better to us than we could ever have imagined. You've allowed us to grow this brand beyond my wildest dream, I think beyond our wildest dreams. So it's been a roller coaster, but at the heart of it is the biggest gratefulness and thank you for allowing us to do this. So yeah, like honestly, we're ending the year on a complete high. Like we really are. But we're also very excited to get stuck into 2026 and what now we know the 2026, what we can do and what we want to do. And we're going to really put our heads down now in January and start this year as we mean to go on.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. So, Carly, we're like, very last minute as always. We weren't very prepped for this, but Carly, our marketing manager, has just sent through some stats to us. So, I've had a quick flick, but not in total. I'll be very honest, I haven't went into these in detail. So, mind blown. Let's kind of call out some stats and let's chat through them and see what this year actually looked like for Love Laura.
Please, can I do some?
Go.
Because I'm really excited about this. So, currently on our website right now, we have 190 Love Laura products live.
Mental.
Like crazy. And the collection did only really grow in the last year. There has been the biggest ever single day of sales was the Love Laura Black Friday, the first ever discount that we done. And that was just Love Laura, which is incredible.
And we got so many new customers, which was amazing.
So many new customers. So also, this really did shock me. Not because I was surprised that it sold, but I was like, can't believe it was the best selling. But what was the best selling product of Love Laura in 2025?
The denim waistcoat?
No, I would have said the same, but no. It's the Love Laura contrast t-shirt dress in chocolate.
That's no shock, probably.
Me either, but I thought the waistcoat would have been. Yeah. But no, the t-shirt dress.
Honestly, you continue to blow our mind. Hence, we're working on a t-shirt dress for spring-summer 2026 that is slightly changed up, but the same principles apply.
The denim waistcoat in dark wash was the second. And do you know what the third best selling one was?
What? Pyjamas.
The robe in pink, which I don't even have.
Yeah, Kathy's not going to be happy because no money in that, but
I know.
It's a seller.
Yes, launched our podcast, which I'm delighted about. And actually there's a good one here that Carly has put on saying about all the new faces on Love Laura. So Geraldine, Ashley, Kiva Lee, because we're trying to showcase Love Laura on so many different body shapes and heights, and that's what we're still working for in 2026. But I thought that was a really good one.
That's a really big goal for 2026 is to really dial in on size, shape for Love Laura and really showcase it to you. And we're really going to try and get a live schedule going of more in-person styling live. So maybe one night a week we're going to try and, or one night a month even to start it, let's see, but we're going to try and get a different size in so that in advance you'll know, okay, well, I'm a size 12. I'm definitely going to listen into the live and see how these girls are styling pieces, and likewise if you're an 8, a 6, an 18. So we're really going to try and encourage some of our customers as well to get involved in those lives and come in and be styled and really showcase Love Laura as an inclusive brand.
Yeah, I think that'd be fab. That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Another one here as well is not only did we launch our podcast, but we also launched our own Instagram. So we're giving Love Laura its own space and its own identity, which is going really well, I think, and it's growing very quick.
Yeah, so I'm very proud of the Instagram page as well, because I think it just is trying to always get that brand message across, like by women, for women, like sizing, how it fits, the fabric is at the heart of every single thing we do, and fit is, and how it makes you feel is so important. So I think that page has allowed us to really get that across and really get it across the inclusivity across the sizes, and really showcase like the likes of Ashley, Kiva Lee, Geraldine, faces that you haven't saw before, and we want to build on that because, you know, like the faces are limitless that love Laura.
100%. It's amazing. Another one as well that was kind of touching on what we had said, but the denim waistcoat and jeans was our quickest sellout because it sold out in less than 24 hours in both the jeans and the waistcoat in all sizes.
That burgundy knit set could be a close behind it because honestly it was a flyer there now as well. So yeah, mental.
We've shipped to over 22 countries. Now this is just Love Laura. Bear in mind we've had our walk-in wardrobe for a while, but for Love Laura this is
even 22
incredible.
countries for Love Laura to go to 22 countries. Mental. Mind blowing.
This one I don't know if you want me to say it out loud, but I mean Calvin can blank it out if you don't.
Go for it.
But of just Love Laura products, there has been over 21,000 orders.
Those are stats that just like, yeah, I don't even think you really do think about them too much, or else you would let it all go. Oh my goodness.
And do you know what I think back to every time? Like, I love seeing all the stats. I'm like, because it blows my mind, because I also as well tend to exaggerate a lot. So I could be like, oh my word, there's so many of them. And you look and you're like, there's actually only 10. But whenever I started in walk-in wardrobe, I have this vivid memory of doing the orders one day. And it was one day I was left on my own for the first to kind of do them. We came down and put them in the bottom floor, and you were doing all the socials, and you were like, lie on top of them there and let me get a picture. And I did, and there was probably about 30 or 40 parcels that I lay on top of that we thought, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I will never forget it, because
and I'm raging because we didn't do Black Friday, all the imagery. Did we have some of the photos from this Black Friday?
Yeah, but
it
you're
went on for weeks.
Yeah, but you're the one to be like, oh no, Laura's very much, you're like, oh no, don't put that up. Oh no, don't put that up. And I'm like, get it up there.
The warehouse was busting at the seams. Like, we couldn't even, we had to put the postal bags outside. There was bags upon bags upon bags. It wasn't just,
it was ringing DPD to be like, can you please bring another van? Can we get another van
today? This was just, like, it was just mental. And sometimes it's also like, you're just like, is this going to last? I always have the fear that it's like a one-off and it's not going to last or whatever. And it's like the first year is maybe like the best year or whatever. And you always have that fear. But look, I hope not.
Which actually I think could be a good one to kind of touch on, because that is your fear. And when we take people on, everybody's taking on a part-time contract at Walk-in Wardrobe, because there's never full-time work. And let me tell you, there is full-time work. But Laura always gets this fear of, is it going to last? I can't guarantee that I'm going to have the work for them. And we're like, you can, but there's probably, it's taken on new age. It's big pressure on your shoulders. I get it. But I think this year has actually shown a good bit of, and you've touched on it, Laura, that it's been a tough year for staff too, but it's been a tough year, I think, for getting kicked in the arse as well. Do you know what I mean? We have had a tough year in a lot of ways, between staff, between other companies, between everything. And as much as we always try and keep it positive, I think it's okay. I think it's fair to say that it's not always like that. It's really not.
And there's been lows as well. Not at lows in terms of anything that's not like insurmountable that we can't get over, but also there's been knockbacks and kickbacks this year, like just in terms of suppliers letting us down, and then suppliers copying our designs, you know, shitty things like that we don't talk about, because in my world I see that as a form of flattery, and it's really, really good if suppliers are copying our designs and we're doing something right. But also there's a serious frustration, because you're like, here we go again. You know what I mean? Love Laura was supposed to get out of that cycle of, you know, we wanted to be very different, and we wanted to, like, we want to have our own pieces for us. But then when you have suppliers doing you dirty, it's not nice either. So it's a form of flattery, and we move on, and we'll work at a quicker pace, I think, you know, and we're not afraid of work. That's one thing about us. If work will make this happen, then we're set up. So that's not what I get annoyed about. It's just, I think, the frustration for you guys as well, and seeing like your faces when something like that happens. You get more annoyed than I do.
I know, we get so annoyed about it.
We nearly lose sleep over it. Calvin was here one day, and I was supposed to be recording the podcast, and I just found out one of our main suppliers had just done this horrible thing on us. And poor Calvin, I was like,
anger. It's been a long time from I seen you as angry as that.
It was just, you know, when you face somebody and they tell you face to face, and Kathy, in fairness to her, had always trusted this guy, but there was a wee tiny bit of me that was like, Oh, I don't know. You know, sometimes when they're too sweet, that they can't be that wholesome. And then when he did that, I was like, you personally are so let down because you've faced this person, you've placed the order, you've given them thousands of pounds worth of like.
But also he outright lied.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's
somebody,
the lying that you're like,
cannot, I can have everything. I can have everything in life. Even what I always said in here, tell me, because once I know, I can sort it out. But don't cover up anything. Don't tell lies. Whatever you do, don't sugarcoat it. Tell me the worst case scenario, because then when I know, I can fix it. So he lied to me twice. And I was like, you're continuing to... Oh, it was just horrible.
It's the anger. Do you remember that day, Calvin?
Lying. He's definitely lying. And then, you know, you're like, is he lying? Am I? You know what I mean? So then, yeah. So that's been, you know...
Which actually then, on the back of that, we have decided to, since we're going to discontinue that said product now too, because...
Absolutely.
Why would we if somebody else... and other companies are able to pick it up so easy? That is not what we want Love Laura to be. There will always be people take your items, they might copy them, they might try and rejig them, and they might try and make them their own.
Yeah. And listen, I get that that's a world we're in. Genuinely it is. And fashion is never that much, you know, it's not that, like, we're not trying to be the next big designer. We're trying to just do like good things really exceptionally well. So if that's jeans, we're going to do, if we're going to create a jean, we're going to make it exceptionally well. We're going to, because otherwise we don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Same with a puffer coat, same with a gilet. We're going to do it to the best of we're going to take the best of everything, and we're going to combine it in our 10 years of experience of what you've loved. So it's not that, I get that probably there will be down the line, you know, copies of our designs, and again, that's just a form of flattery, but you don't expect it. Sometimes it's very hard to take when you personally have, you know, if it was some other company somewhere else doing it or something, I could nearly take it better. But it was like, oh, I know this guy, you know, I've met you, I've sat in a room with you, and you've just shit on me basically.
I know.
So that was tough for me to take, because that's not the type of company and the type of people we are. And especially, I was more let down as well for Kathy, because Kathy totally put her trust in him. And I was like, I felt so sorry for her, because she was like, how did he do that to me? And I was like, Kathy, don't take it personally. This is going to be life, and this is just our first knockback, and, you know, get up, move on, keep her lit, and like, that's it. We'll move on. We'll find a different supplier. And sometimes I always think these things happen for a reason. They're there to teach you a lesson, to go. So move on, you know. So girls, I'm just going to interrupt this episode just to chat about our flagship Banbridge store. So I feel like so many of you know about Walk-in Wardrobe and know about Love Laura, but you don't realise we have a beautiful retail space in Banbridge, literally 1 hour from Dublin and about 40 minutes from Belfast, right on the dual carriageway. It's our flagship store. It's so beautiful. It's across 2 floors. It is fully stocked. We also have personal styling available in store, so you can book in advance. We can get to know your style, we can get to know your requirements, and we'll have all the work done for you. All you need to do is come in and get changed. It's a gorgeous experience. Our staff are there to help, and it's lovely to touch and feel and experience the clothes in person. And for now, it's Christmassy, it's fully decked, the decorations are beautiful, you just kind of want to live there. Yeah, sorry to dwell on the lows, but that was it.
It's okay, that's fine though, but I actually think this, I have a wee question here as well that I'm like, I'm going to say this. What's one decision that you made this year that had the biggest impact on the business? I know it's a wee tough one, but I actually think that could be interesting for me too. Or
I think going ahead with the event in the Westbury was, in hindsight, a really good decision, but it was a big decision for me because we had steered away from events. They're so costly. You were taking a major chance, you know. So that was a big decision. Also, Black Friday was a really massive decision for me as a brand owner. Whether to do, I was just torn between Black Friday. As a shopper, I love Black Friday. As a consumer, you know, it's great to get the bargain, but also I see the other side of Black Friday, and I see, you know, the damage that it can do to brands, the damage it can do to your margin, you know, what you've worked hard for all year. You're kind of just saying not giving it away, but you're devaluing your own brand. That's what Black Friday to me is, devaluing the work that you have put into your brand that year. And the reason that you've kept, like with Love Laura, we keep our margin really low to build this brand. We do not take these massive margins. We just couldn't, we don't have it. You know, the prices are not there for us to do that. So we try our best to keep it as reasonable for you as we possibly can. Yes, we all need to make a living, but we want to build this brand. We don't want, like, we're not out to take what we can. But also then on the flip side, I also now see the benefit of Black Friday, because a bit like me, like that's when I buy all those aspirational pieces that like Ralph Lauren, or maybe it's like a La Mer product that you're going to wait and buy it then. Do you know what I mean? And then it allows you to buy into a brand. So, but again, if you're asking me what one of the hardest decisions was or the biggest, that's probably one. But
yeah, I thought you might have said the shoes.
Oh, the shoes. There's been that much.
I know, there has been that much, but I actually did really like that answer. But the one that sticks out the most to me in my head was the shoes and the bags, only because it was the biggest investment that you've had to make, that I was like, so much so, which I have said this before, and this will go with me to my grave, because I'm like, how? It was the shoes, or it was Laura building her house, and you put that on hold, that I was like, are you sure? And I like, are you sure? Because don't be doing it in our benefit. Like, that was a big decision that you were just kind of like, it has to be done.
I know,
okay.
I know. And that's what I'm very lucky in, that, you know, that's where I think as a woman it's very hard if, you know, if you don't have a supportive husband or support, you know, that's when I think there's dynamics there that can really come into play. But like, I'm very lucky in that we're pretty laid back in terms of,
you are.
But this year is the year that we finally build the house. Hopefully, probably say that and I'll be like, Jared,
no,
yes, just been to China in January here, and you know what, I see a gap. I'm like,
no, Laura, like, because honestly, I am building my house through Laura's house. I have a board on Pinterest, I have Instagram boards. I'm like, Laura, this is your house, so we're looking forward to that.
I know. Listen, I'm in the lucky position. I don't have, we have a lovely wee house, and it's grand for us, and it does us. And the older I get, I say this, the less I need. So, but we will build a house. We're going to try and start it this year. That is definitely the 2026 plan, not shoes.
No
sure,
shoes.
I cannot live in a shoebox.
I mean, the summer shoes are looking pretty hot, but yep, fair enough. What's something that looks easy online but is actually really hard behind the scenes?
Social content.
Couldn't agree.
I will give
more.
it to you, Holly, because you do all the donkey work and the hard graft for the social content. And I don't think that, like, and why would you? I always think, why does people never need to know what we need? You know, they just, like, as a company, that's what we're here to do, to bring you the polished, put together looks. You know, you're not seeing the mayhem of pulling that stock, steaming it. Like, it's just chaotic, the social content.
Yeah, chaotic, but like, I love it. But even as we're sitting doing this podcast, looking around the studio, like, there's just so much stock constantly needed, and compared to when we first started. But even within our team now, like, there's even still staff that are like, why do you need all that? Like, why are you doing all that? Or there's still this pain point. There's always a pain point when you mention studio, and there's not too many people like to do it. But I'm like, think of how many outfits you're seeing online. Think how many times they have to be taken out of stock. They have to be steamed. Then there might be marked. So then we'll have to have a faulty pile. So then that's going down the cost of clothes as well. Then the other clothes need put back. Then you're having like Geraldine coming in. You're having Kiva Lee come in. You're having Ashley. There could be Charlene, Laura, me, Ursula. Then Kathy might come
Alison,
in.
Shop Girls.
Alison, the Shop Girls. Like, the stock needed for this studio is cruel sometimes. But if we didn't do it, you wouldn't have it. But I just would love to get rid of that pain point of the studio. I would love somebody to come in here to be as energetic about it and be like,
is there a little AI robot or something we don't know about that could style, you know, that same robot that would come and clean your house from top to bottom in the evening?
Yeah, because I always say it's not.
They've got a Hoover, like, they could do something like that.
They're bound to 2026. Well, I mean, Fire Talks has a robot waitress, so
great.
Yeah. But I would love it to be 2026 to be the year where somebody comes into this studio to help that has the same love for it, that it's not just a case of stick that on and get it done.
That has styling, like somebody that really loves styling people up. You need to have a real passion for how you're going to wear clothes. Do you know what I mean? That's a skill in itself. Yeah, just be obsessed. Like, as I always say, there's a guy comes in to help us. Like, we have like a non-exec director, and he comes in to help us once a month, and he's like, how do you do it? And you know, like, what it? And I was like, no, but you don't understand. The three of us love shopping. We shop for a living. Like, I genuinely don't think there would be a week go past that we wouldn't be sending each other
every night
reels, Zara, like anything. It could be from super designer, maybe it's like inspo from Prada, YSL. You know, we're never going to buy them, but we're like taking inspo all of the time. We love it.
And even actually our shopping habits have changed and they have switched to the designer side, because even I said to Kathy this morning, I got the most beautiful jacket. I hope when it arrives it's amazing. But I was like, Kathy, I'm buying this for us to have a look at, because I actually think for Love Laura we can do a take on this, or I want to see how that closing on that jacket actually works for this. So it's funny because anything we're sending each other now, it's not a case of, oh, I love this, I might get it for the weekend. It's a, how beautiful is the way they've done this.
Do you not think our customers would love this?
It's just crazy. It is crazy, but it's a mindset that we've turned to that actually I love. Right, okay, I've got another one here.
You're on fire today,
aren't I?
Love it.
And this is so funny. How do you make decisions when everyone has an opinion?
My way or the highway. This is what we're doing.
Incorrect.
Don't even argue with me.
No, you're very good. In fairness, you do take all opinions on, unless you're really adamant about something, which is not too
Or if somebody
often.
has pissed me off and said no, I'm like, yeah, what did you say no?
When you say no, no doesn't really work for Laura. It's like, tell me no, I do the opposite. But Laura's like, what do you mean no? Like, there's no. It's a maybe or how could we?
Yeah, no. Why would I single-handedly try and make a decision all the time in here? It wouldn't work. You're as much involved as I am. The whole team are. So to me, that I just don't get that whole vibe of trying to make it. Just I wouldn't have the energy to make all those decisions by myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? I don't think. Plus, a lot of the decisions we now make are based on the data of what you're buying, what you're loving. You know, I can't. You know, again, I'll go back to the guy that helps us out, and he'll say, "Is that an assumption or a fact?" And he'll always tell us, don't assume. You know, the biggest thing that you can do in business is to assume. Assume you know what your customers want. Assume you think that this is the best route. So again, like, don't make assumptions. So if I assume something, I need your backup to say, well, yeah, no, I think, you know, we have to agree to it. But also, if I'm putting a plan in place, I need these guys on board to action it. You know, there's no point in me saying. So, yeah.
And now actually it's kind of changed too. If we're talking about a flash discount, or if we're talking about when we need launches done, it actually no more is a case of we'll just launch it and we'll make it work. It's, Sinead, actually, do you have the team that can get this sorted? We're going to get a delivery in. Are you able to get it done and pulled for us to actually launch it? There's a lot of
logistics that we've had to really like dial in on, and next year as well. It's going to even get worse, and we need more space. And
here's a wee personal one for you. I feel like welcome to Holly's Sofa Chats. Did your confidence as a founder grow, or did you feel more pressure than ever this year?
No, I loved this year.
Really?
I loved it. I'd say this is about the highest feeling that I've ever had in business. Genuinely. I loved it.
Really, Laura?
Loved it.
I'm not saying that in a, God, I didn't.
Did you not get that vibe?
But what I mean is, would you not say, maybe not because of the warehouse and all, but would you not say that this has been your biggest pressured year?
No.
Really, Laura?
No, honestly, I don't think so.
Are you sick in the head?
No, I would say the biggest pressure year for me probably was when the kids were younger, or like COVID. I always go back to COVID. Like nothing will ever come at me that'll be as hard as that. So this year's been a dream, because for me, right, work is never, I love work. Like I love my work to the point that I would work the day long, if you know what I'm not saying like I'm grafting or I'm constantly doing it, but I love it. So to be able to love it that much, to put in the work and see the reward. There was nothing more frustrating than for a few years there. You know, you were working and working and working, and it just...
And you were saying, what for?
What for? Do you know what I mean? What for? And now I see how buzzing the team are. I see I can take on staff now. I can commit to people. I just see that. I see it as a brand. I see us growing. I don't...
Fair enough. I actually thought...
No, I'd say this was my favourite year in business by a million miles. Because it all went well.
Oh, no, it did. No, it really did. And
you know,
sometimes
and
we touch on the negatives.
Definitely shitty times.
I'm just shocked by that, as I said, because like there was big investments and we had to take on more space, and there was just a lot.
If you were saying to me there was a big... Imagine we had spent all this money and I had to put my literally every single penny I've had in my house into it this year, and it hadn't worked out.
Well, yeah. Okay.
This is when I'd be sitting on the sofa being like, oh, that was a lot of pressure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
So I'm definitely not... No, I loved every minute of it. Bring it on, 2026.
Well, there's two questions that I'm going to try and combine into one here, because I want to know, did you learn anything about yourself this year? And is there any boundaries that you've had to learn to set? I feel like
I don't think I don't know. Personally, I don't know that I've learned very much. I suppose it's very hard to reflect. That's a hard one, isn't it? But for me, I always say this, and like I truly mean it. I love seeing the team grow. I love watching you take on the next step and do it without me. You know, like get the wings to just go and do your own thing and be your own person and take control. Like I love nothing more than seeing you at events or seeing you saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and you're just following through, and you no longer need me to say okay or yes. And similarly with Kathy, you know, now with suppliers, she's on one herself. She doesn't need, like, yes, we come together as a team, but I have just saw, like, and that's what I'm saying, you and Kathy, because I work, suppose, most closely with you, but like even the shop team, the shop has doubled its figures doubled the figures in a year. That is incredible. So for them as well, for the dispatch, they have doubled their orders in a year. Like goods in have doubled what they're bringing in and being able to manage. So, gee whiz, that to me is the biggest like achievement. I think that I can say personally for me. That's where I get the buzz.
Yeah, like, fair. And everybody has come into their own and they're taking on their roles so confidently, which is fantastic.
Like there you go. People have grown. You've just grown in confidence this year, because again, it just goes back to we've taken a chance and it's worked out. So that automatically gives you a wee bit more confidence. Mm-hmm. So now we know, right, come on. Keep her lit.
And would you say you've learnt to set any boundaries, or?
No, probably the opposite this year. Come back to work on Fridays and come back into the shop on Saturdays, and
we always joke that Laura, for a short time, did be good and take Fridays off from being in the building, right? And don't take this the wrong way, but your phone never quits, because Laura's at home. It's just you don't have the ability to just turn off.
No,
which is fair, and it's your business, and I get that. But sometimes I think, Laura, you're off on a Friday. You're not in the building. I hate to say the word off, but you're not in the building on a Friday. But your mind just goes 90. And it's like, no, we are definitely still working and we are definitely still doing our daily jobs. But it's like your mind just goes into overdrive.
So because I'm off on a Friday, I'm like, everybody else is just kicking back in there. So I'm going to be like, Holly, we thought about this. Kathy, I was just thinking.
There was one day, there was one day I was upstairs.
The office, phone call.
I had just finished a phone call with Laura, walked upstairs to Kathy, and she was on the phone to Laura, and then she hung up, and then we were standing talking, and my phone rang again, and I was like, it's Laura, and I was like, I'll ring her straight back. And then Kathy's phone, because I didn't answer, she rang Kathy, and we just looked at each other and bust out laughing. I was like, you ring her back first. It's just because if you don't say something there and then,
have to get it off the chest.
But it works, but it does work. But I think you should get back to your Fridays.
On the return side of that, the boys have got easier. Do you know what I mean? And I don't feel like I'm losing out on them. Whereas now on a Friday morning, because Louis goes to school for those few hours, then I can really be like, oh, I'm at home, I can think. Whereas, but then on the flip side of that, there will be times that I know that I need a break. I know when I've got, like last Tuesday morning, I physically don't think I could have come in here. I was like, I get to a stage of the house or something annoys me. Something is just like, or I've like last Tuesday morning, I was like, I have not even put out all their Santa presents to see what there is. Do you know what I mean? I was like, what? I was just thinking about packing. Oh, it was all getting on top of me. And one of them was sick, and I knew I had a facial appointment that afternoon. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to not go in this morning, because I needed that wee few hours. But I knew I was getting off at the weekend. So sometimes when I know I'm getting off,
I think everybody reaches that wee bit, and you're just like, and that's what I said, funny. There is nobody going to need this break at Christmas who's not actually going to get a break more than Kathy. Even this morning she came in and I was like, you okay? And she's like, I just feel like I am zonked. And I'm like, but we said all the time, Kathy is full-time in here. She has 4 girls and 2 of them are footballers.
She just runs
every
the constantly.
Single night, that woman. And like even last week we were putting in that I was like, oh, I'm scrubbing my tan. I'm putting tan on and going straight to bed. And Laura was like, I'm in bed. And it was after 8. And Kathy was like, it's well for you. I'm literally leaving the house right now to go to training. And I was like, Kathy. But I think just as well, the year that it's been, there's been plenty of highs, there's been plenty of lows, but everybody is going to look forward to this break at Christmas, I think.
Yeah. And then what about yours? What's your highs?
What's my highs?
New car.
I'm a new car. But work-wise, there has been so many highs this year. There really has. I love that there's definitely a bit more creative freedom within it. I love that the social girls have taken on a bit more of the creativity role. But my highs is just love Laura in general. In general, it's part of it. Coming in, it's being part of it. I'm loving, definitely would love to be in even the brainstorming for it more. Like, I think the three of us in general need to try and get a bit more time for Love Laura next year, because that is what's helped us this year, is getting that one day in a week, which is a mad day. And even at that, I'm usually having to come down or go somewhere. But that for me, and also our footwear, I just think it's amazing. And I love, like, there's not a day goes by I don't see somebody wearing Love Laura. Even Russell spots it now. Is that one of your coats? And I'm like, yes!
Even in Dublin, I'd just be so happy to see it.
It's
like,
the best
I'd be like,
thing.
You know what I mean? And I can see girls, they're like looking at me going, oh, that's your one. But I'm like, you're wearing that coat.
I know. Honestly, it's the best. Like,
go
it's
straight
so
up.
good. And actually, I'm also going to say my lives. I am loving my Thursday night lives, and people say, oh, can you be arsed to go back out of the house? And I'm like, no, sometimes when you're cozy in the house you can't, but it's just a different vibe. We have a lovely community. It's like a live try on for people, and it's just great, because that's the night that we get the feedback. That's the night where I'm like, do you know what, Laura, they actually do want another launch. That's the night where they'll maybe say, listen, it's not going to work for me because I need a shorter, and it's nearly like a focus group on that night, which works. So I've had loads of highs otherwise, but I'm just going to
like, I think go back to that as well, like that, the feedback. If we, I think in 2026 we need to now do more in-person feedback. Like, I want like really, really focused, detailed customer feedback. You're giving it to me on my socials, you're giving it to you in your lives. And like, even like, we're taking out a beautiful, like a rugby loungewear shirt. Oh, it's gorgeous for January.
Might I add, on my live last Thursday, the one before, I was like, people were asking me about all this stuff, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and how have you seen this? And there was something else that asked about, and I was like, guys, I genuinely did not sneak peek this. And they were all like, oh, Laura done it in her live with Charlene. And I was like, oh God, fair enough, great.
But how glad am I that I did that, because they had said about the leg length, and we knew the leg length was kind of in the middle. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. So, but also then when they kept saying, you know, you kept saying shorter and longer, shorter and longer, I was like, Kathy, get on to the supplier and just beg with everything you have got to stop production, halt it, and do 2 leg lengths in the trousers. And thankfully, we weren't too late.
Across the colours as well?
Across the colours.
Oh, very good, Laura.
So there might be a slight delay in the
That's what I was going to say, it'll take longer.
But it'll be worth it. So that's what I mean. If you can just please keep that in-person feedback coming, like on all those wee changes. Minor, I'll read them. I mightn't always come back to you. I will try my best to, but we read those as a team. You know, the girls also have access to my Instagram, so I'm always like, if I ask anything, girls, take the notes, get them in, and get them back fed into the Love Laura meeting. So like, every single comment you give me is read and it is listened to. So
yeah,
that's so important for 2026.
So good. I think we'll definitely try and do more of that, as you say. It'll be fantastic. Okay, so let's go for a bit more positivity now, right?
Another interruption, ladies, just to chat a bit more about Love Laura. Did you know that Love Laura ranges from a size 6 right through to an 18, and we are working on being even more inclusive next year. So we really, really dial in to size and fit. We're a team of about 30 women. Our fit checks are honestly the bane of our life, but the best thing about the brand, because we are meticulous when it comes to fit and sizing. And also then over the course of the next few months, and especially into 2026, we're really going to be focusing on petites, on length of our trousers, on offering that different length in trousers as well, just to really be inclusive across all of the platforms, from whether if you're a little bit taller or a little bit smaller, if you're a little bit bigger, if you're a little bit smaller. Across the board, we are going to really, really do our best to serve you next year.
But what are you taking into next year, and what are you leaving behind? Like, no, I'm not talking about products and stuff, like maybe advice, maybe attitudes, maybe life lessons.
I am not leaving behind anything, because if I ever felt like I need to leave behind it, I leave it there. I don't wait until the end of the year.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm like, don't let anything hang on. That's my great believer in. If it's not serving you, move on. If there's somebody like you're not loving on Instagram or Facebook or what, it just goes back to life in general. Mm-hmm. Unfollow them quietly. Don't make a big deal about it. And it's again, like, if there's anything you need to leave behind, don't wait, leave it behind. park it, do whatever you need to do to get it out of your life. And if it's no longer serving you and it's not making you happy or it's dragging you down, gotta go. Life's too short. So what am I bringing with me? I'm bringing with me the energy for 2026. What can we do for Love Laura? I am psyched. You have no idea. I am so excited for 2026.
Same.
We're going to go to China and we're going to set the world on fire.
Hopefully.
If you
By
get
this
in.
stage, I'll hopefully have sorted my visa.
Yeah, so I am so excited to finally meet with our suppliers, a lot of them face to face. We've got so many new suppliers we're meeting out there, and try and build those relationships, because that's where we win best, when we can actually sit down with them as well. Apart from that one, let's leave him behind. We've left him behind. So, yeah, look, I'm going into the new year buzzing.
Yeah, you are buzzing like your cousin for a play.
Yeah.
Calvin, have you any questions that are actually for us as well?
Yeah, there's a few here, more personal ones if you're cool. So any personal goals for next year outside of work for any of you guys?
Holly, I'll let you go, because you've been YouTubing. You've set up your own YouTube.
That is going to be my one actually for YouTube. Just personally, I always watch YouTube. I love it. And Russell, he's a big YouTube fan. Like, we're not big into TV programs in our house. We're big into our YouTube. So I catch up with
Should
ones
get
that I've
Russell
been
involved.
following. And yeah, I go on with my jeans and talk about my styling, and he'll be doing his mountain bikes. But I would definitely love to do a bit more for YouTube, but also bring it in with Love Laura, in that it's a wee bit more in depth, because I just think we do too much in here to not showcase it a wee bit more.
Yeah, try and be more open. Again,
Yeah.
it's very, you would nearly need a bloody roving camera just following us around, which is just, it's not possible. Like, we physically can't do it, but I would genuinely love to do that for you girls, and to see a product from first kind of thought process on it, or where we've got the inspo, to like just seeing it right through it. But it's so difficult, because all those wee tiny things can happen in 10 minutes on the phone, or they can, there's so many ways that a product evolves throughout the life cycle of bringing it to life. So if we can try and, as you say, try and maybe get that across more.
Mine is definitely that, and a wee bit more just
What about the house or travel?
yes,
anything
we
like
are
that, if you've
definitely
got stuff to do?
Russell is the sensible one out of us. It's shock horror, right? But
Thankfully.
I am not. So, like, even for example, we were talking the last time our car, that took, I would say, about 6 to 7 months of actually talking and planning, to be like, oh my goodness, let's just do it, because Russell is definitely the sensible head, and we'll never
doing his
go.
homework.
Yeah, and we're very big on not living above our means, and not me, Russell, but I'll be the one to be like, we'll just get it figured, we can sort it out, whereas he's not. So we've done that, and we have a list that we constantly tick off, and we sit every couple of months and we make our list. So whether it's house stuff, it's personal stuff. So we're going to try and focus a lot more on the house this year and do it nice, because we've been in it almost 7 years. So it's time for a refresh. So that's our plans for 2026. And self-care, I'm going to stick with my Pilates, because see, from I haven't been doing it, I really noticed a difference. Mentally and all too, I'm just like, I'm just lazy. I've just got lazy. So I really enjoyed it. I met a couple of lovely people during it too. So I'm going to get back to that.
Great friends. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, my personal goals probably, we always sit down, whether it's over Christmas and New Year, and just note down stuff that we want to do. And like, it is as simple as stuff we want to do with the kids, weekend stuff we want to do with the kids, like places we want to go, travel. And we might never get everywhere, but put a wee wish list of what we want to do this year. Jared and I are both 40 next year.
Party!
Yeah. Prepare myself for the hangover from hell.
Oh, we'll be off for a week.
Yeah. We're both 40. So yeah, look, we have a great year. I suppose with the boys as well, we always sit down and try and say, like, what do we want to get them involved with next year? Are there any other things? And I don't know where we're getting the time to get them more involved, but just thinking about them and what we want for them this year. And like, just as well as that, like trying to work out some, like Jared made the decision to take off a Saturday like a year and a half ago, and it's been amazing. So I was trying to say, like, I was building the house, maybe he will have to go back to work, trying to just again live within your means and try and be sensible now that we're building the house, and try and just see what happens.
And stay on the same page.
We've got a Peloton now, so we're going to be active as well.
I need to go on this Peloton.
Dad was on the weekend. He said he loved it. It's brilliant. It's so good. I've been loving it. But like, stick to my Pilates. I've been probably giving the Peloton more love than I have been giving the Pilates, but actually I've been loving the kind of more high energy stuff, especially in the run up to Christmas. And yeah, I think I don't like, just I always think in the new year, don't look like it's don't dwell on.
I know.
Don't be that person on New Year's Eve
And what you didn't achieve.
Use New Year's Eve wisely and look forward. So if there's something again that didn't serve you, park it, say yeah, and then
Bye.
move on.
Question here: how do you think that your personal style has evolved through this year? Have you anything?
Do you know what? I'm going to jump on this one because I actually think for the first time, I feel like I'm getting the wardrobe I've always wanted, which is capsule pieces, which we always preach about, but I feel like I'm actually getting there. I do still buy a lot of clothes, but I'm buying like decent stuff that I'm going to wear. Like I feel like I've lovely blazers. Obviously it's all Love Laura, but my jeans are good. I'm getting good staple pieces without buying rubbish.
Yeah, I feel exactly. I feel like I've refined my wardrobe.
Refined, I like
only
that.
Because, and some other times I think, like even this week on socials, I was like, oh, I'm going to make an effort and try and get really super glammed up, and you know, because sometimes that's what you want to see too. Like I go on Instagram to follow inspo people that might or not, you know, just like lovely wee accessories and stuff like that. But I feel like this year I have just kind of been pretty boring with my wardrobe, not in a bad way, but in a really good way, like the barrel jeans, the shackets, the leather jackets, the blazers. I feel like I've just repeatedly worn those different ways, whether it's styling them different, the shoes I've been able to. So yeah, I definitely feel a wee bit like you in that I have not bought to the, well, I suppose we have our own brand and we have all those products, but like, I don't feel the need. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely refined. I like that. We've definitely refined our style. And
so we try and double down on that. And I think denim is going to be a massive concentration for 2026 for us and for you girls as well, because I know that's what you've been loving, and so have we. So
Amazing. We've 3 more if you want to fly through them. First one: what helped you switch off from work when it got a wee bit overwhelming? Was there anything outside of work that helped you switch off?
I would say none of us are very good at switching off from work, truthfully.
I genuinely say my biggest switch off is that, this sounds so simple, but my favourite thing is on a Friday or a Saturday is going for a walk, bringing the boys with us, packing a picnic and just being outside with them. Simple life for me. Honestly, they are my happiest days. Mum and Dad with us, or else Jared. If Jared's working, it's Mum and Dad and the boys and I, and we just have the best time. If Mum and Dad are not, it's Jared with us on a Sunday or Saturday, and it's just like making those wee tiny memories. And even my dad will say, like one day it was only Dad and Mum was busy, Jared was busy, and Dad was over at my house one Saturday morning. I was like, "Frigate, Dad, we'll make sausage baps and we'll just go to Kilbrony." And he was like, "Well, yeah." I was like, "Come on." And then he said to me that night, he was like, "That was the best day. We had the best day's crack there." Mum met us for a coffee in the afternoon, and so did Jared. They actually joined us in Kilbrony when they were finished up, and we had the best day. So that's simple things like that. It doesn't take much for me, but being outside, getting out with them, and just having the crack with them, they're the best to crack. Like you have to just, but sometimes it takes you to be out of the house and doing stuff, because otherwise they're engrossed in their toys and you don't hear the crack, or else they're wanting the TV on. And so I always think, especially, just get outside with the kids. What's yours?
Well, I always say I love reading. I love putting my Kindle on, but actually I'm sort of contradicting myself, because even the YouTube, like 2 videos, but they're a lot, you know, you're constantly vlogging, and then that editing is a lot. And this year, I don't know what has been wrong with me, but like I just put pressure on myself. So it's like, oh, I haven't seen Mum and I've only seen them once this week, or like my granny, I've hardly seen my granny this year, and I'm like, I just need to say that I'm going to take more time doing that. But then like,
I suppose boundaries, it comes down to just saying, right, okay, or like making out the start of the month, right, this Saturday I'm going to do Mum, this Saturday I'm going to do Nanny.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know, and
it's
try and just keep it.
I know, like
okay,
it's nobody else. But
and Jared and I were actually talking about this in Dublin. He had seen something on Instagram. It was like, you know, the older you get, that, you know, in your late 30s and 40s, you have more money than you've ever had, but you have no time.
Yes.
Because your parents are getting older, people are getting older around you, and you want to spend time with them, but work,
your own life's taken over,
or kids, or like you're pulled. Whereas when you're in your 20s, you're not pulled. You've nobody to fucking answer to. You're like, yo, this is the best life.
Definitely.
30s, you're in your early 30s, you're still like that. So you're still in that lovely stage. But genuinely, see, by the time your late 30s, early 40s come, you start to think about, oh, I don't mind parents. You worry about them, and you worry about, like, the worry. I don't feel like I've worried about family as much as
I've got that now.
The older I get. So
honestly, yeah.
So
it's just like,
set the boundaries. Set the boundaries. I would get around that one.
Yep.
What was your favourite non-work moment of the year? Looking back, have you any highlights?
Oh my goodness.
Holy moly. Calvin, you've
You've stumped me there.
non-work moment.
Any holidays or any days away?
My holidays are always my non-work moment, like total switch off. Time with the boys, mum and dad, memories with them. My mum had a birthday this year, so it was, we went away on a really lovely holiday at the start of the year in May, and that was like one of them, the bucket list. It was a bucket list holiday, and it was like, of course I got sick, but remember before we left again, Jesus, there's a flipping pattern here. But it turned out to be the best. Yeah, we had the best time. It was lovely to be able to treat them too. So yeah, those ones.
Yeah, mine was just I'd got away with Russell and I very rarely get away together, believe it or not. But it was over in Poland, and we had such a lovely trip, and there was like no makeup. I was in my leggings because it was a biking holiday, and we had so much fun. And we've actually got to spend a bit more time with our friends too. And then we had a lovely holiday up the north coast, Mum and I, and then they all come up at different times to meet us. So that for me has been my things, just cute, simple things suits me.
Honestly, that's what life is about, genuinely. As much as we love this place, that's not what matters really at the end of it, I suppose. Yeah,
pretty much.
And then last one, you maybe touched on it a wee bit there, but outside of work, what do you want more of every day in your life next year?
Peace.
Time. A day between Sunday and Monday would be lovely.
Family time for me.
Definitely, yeah. And I suppose for me as well, it's like spending Fridays off with my mum and really making the time this year. For even just the boys, and like just, I think just really, really trying to work as hard as you can, but also take the time.
I'll second that. That's me. Is that going to be the wrap of our 2025 podcast?
That is a wrap. Calvin, can we just thank you, because you've been amazing superstar that you always are.
You've listened to some rubbish from us.
You have listened to some SH1T, honestly. We had the best time. Thanks for allowing us to do the podcast. Thanks for allowing us to build Love Laura. Thanks for allowing us to go into 2026 on a high. So we're just like, both of us are smiling from ear to ear, buzzing. Please
like, rate, subscribe, keep it going, otherwise Kathy is going to be on my tail for 2026 to say
please keep the conversations coming in, keep talking to us on our socials channels, keep talking to us on here, and just please let's grow the community together, and let's go into 2026 together.
Happy New Year.
Yay, Happy New Year.